Yeah, hi. Hi, Grishma.
Yeah, hi.
Your voice is a bit low actually. Hello.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yes, little bit. Yes,
Okay. Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm good, Grishma. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, as you know, this is a level one interview technical round. So, shall we start?
Yes, please.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
So myself, Rajesh, I'm having around 3 years of experience as a SQL database administrator. So I'm working as a junior database administrator in my team. So my roles and responsibilities are like monitoring all the tickets, alerts, and if any high availability tickets are there, any performance related, and high priority tickets are there, we have to route the ticket to the L2 team. There is a level 2 team above us. So any escalations or any priority tickets are taken care by the L2 team, and we actually do the health check for all the servers. We do monitor ticketing tool, or we do monitor the third party tools, and we also take backups of the third party tools. So all the alerts we will be taking care of. Coming to the database administrator activities, like we do work on database shrinking, installation. We also apply the patches on quarterly basis, and also we worked on the alerts like database full, and database data file full issues, log file full issues, and all the disk full activities, like whenever the D drive full or C drive full or any backup drive full. And also we shrink the database whenever this log file full or data file full. And we also grant the permissions whenever we receive any request from the customer, like whenever they need any read access or write access. And also I have experience in configuration of log shipping. I have configured the log shipping and database mirroring also. And I didn't get a chance to configure always on, but I have a knowledge. I have a knowledge of configure always on and also clustering. And I do DB refresh activities, adding the database to the AG group, doing failovers in AG, and also I used to check the blockings and deadlocks, and I used to check the execution plan and missing indexes. But we don't have a privilege to add these indexes or changing any server level configuration values, because there is another team above us. So we only do recommendations to the L2 team. They'll be validating and they'll be adding these production changes. And I have all these things.
Yeah, good. So, can we use a developer edition for production purpose?
As if developer edition has all the features same as enterprise edition, but we're not allowed to use this developer edition for production purpose,
Okay.
because
So,
it is a
what is
free
the
edition.
maximum?
We are not allowed to use it actually.
Okay, got it. So, what is the maximum size of a database in Express Edition?
Express edition is also a free edition, and we have a lot of limitations in Express edition when compared to enterprise edition and standard edition. So the maximum size of a database is 10 GB actually.
Okay. So, what are the system databases? Can you explain them in brief?
We have 4 system databases will be created whenever whenever we configure the SQL server. There's a master database, model database, MSDB, and TempDB. So master DB, it stores all the logins information and linked servers information. And whenever the master database is corrupted, we cannot even log in into the SQL server. Model database is a template for all the user databases. Whatever the configuration values we have in user databases, that will be decided by the model database. Whenever we change something on the model database, that will be reflected to the newly created databases. And MSDB is a Microsoft database. That is, MSDB will contain all the SQL Server agent information, jobs information, alerts, and operator information. Without MSDB, we cannot access the SQL Server agent and we cannot configure any jobs. TempDB is a temporary database which stores all the temporary information like temporary tables, work tables, and it also acts as a RAM RAM for the SQL Server. Whenever the SQL Server stops or restarts, it will recreate actually. All the information will be flushed out and it will recreate as a fresh database. And also we have another database called distribution database that will be created whenever we configure the replication. And we have another database called resource database that is a hidden and read-only database. It will stores all the system level configuration information. It will be useful for smooth upgradation.
Okay. Do you have an idea about profiler, right?
Yes.
What is the least privileged access required to enable the profiler?
A sysadmin can enable the profiler, but if you ask a least privilege access, that is alter trace permission we required.
Okay. What is the difference between the login and a user?
See, if you want to enter into the SQL Server, we need a proper authorization. So at the server level, we have a login. At the database level, we have a user. So there is a proper connection between the login and the user. See, without a login, user cannot work. So user is always dependent on the login. So we have different server level roles and we have different database level roles. Like at the server level, we have a sysadmin. At the user level, we have a DB owner. So if we create a login at the server level, we have a privilege over the server. We can do any activities at the server level. We have a user level permission. We can do such an activities like database level, like taking a backup of the database, reading the data, the table, updating the data at the table level. So like this.
Okay. Can you explain me the DB refresh process?
So we do DB refresh activities, on the weekly basis to maintain the consistency between the production and the data. Whatever the data is, is updated on the production data. The same data we are, transferring to the test server. Process of DB refresh. So first we have to do is we have to check is there any automatic backups are happening on the server. If any backups are happening, we have to take a copy only backup on the source server, and we have to move this copy only backup to the destination server, which is a test server, and then we have to restore it with the recovery. So before restoring, we have to take a backup of the users on the destination server, because whenever we do the restore, all the existing permissions will be lost. So that's why we have to take a backup of all the users on the destination database. Then we have to do the restore with recovery. After successful restoration process, we have to restore all the existing permissions that we have taken a backup, right? All the permissions we have to restore, and after that we have to check if there is any orphan users are existed or not. If there is any orphan users are existed, so we have to fix them by using, we can use the update one option, or we can use autofix option, or else we can create a login using with the same ID. That is also we can use it. So after the DB refresh, if there is any post refresh we have to do it, like if there are any security related options we have to enable. That is depends upon the client requirement. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay. So I have one scenario based question to you. I have tried to restore a 2 terabyte of database backup, but it failed after running for 2 hours. So how can you validate that database backup before the restore process?
Okay. So before restoring a database, if it is a huge database backup, before restore, we can validate it. We have a restore verify only option, and also we have a restore header only option. If you use the restore verify only option, what it will do is it will verify the backup file and it will show you like if it is a valid or not. If you use the restore header only option, it verifies the backup and also give you the more information about the database backup. Like if it is a full backup or a differential backup or a log backup, or which database backup it is, and what is the expiration of this database backup, and what is the recovery model of it. So every information it will be showing if you use the restore header only option.
Okay. So what happens if you restore a database using with restricted user option?
If you restore a database with restricted option, what happens? Like we can see the database status as restricted user. Only who is having the DB owner access and also DB creator and the sysadmin. So whoever having these access, those people only can access the database. Others cannot access this database.
Fine. Can you tell me the difference between database backup and database snapshot?
So database backup, we take it as a maintenance. Like if any data is lost, we can recover the data using the database backup. We have different kinds of backups. So they're like full backup, differential backup, and log backup. Coming to the database snapshot is also kind of a backup. We take a snapshot before doing any activity, but snapshot is a read-only view. Like we can read the snapshot, whereas we cannot read the database backup. And uh, whenever we take the snapshot, the size will be a 0 KB. Whenever the updations or insertions are happening at the database snapshot keep on growing. Where database backup is a static, database snapshot is a dynamic. It will keep on increasing based on the size of the database. It will track the live data by the snapshot. And we can also recover the data using the snapshot.
Okay. What is RPO and RTO?
RPO is a recovery point objective. Like what is the maximum data loss is accepted by the client. If something happens, if any corruption or any hardware failures are happening, like how much data loss is is ready to accept by the client. That is a recovery point objective. And RTO is like a recovery time objective. What is the maximum size acceptable downtime to restore a service? If something happens and we cannot recover the data, I mean something happened, database corrupted or server down, or how much time client will give you to restore the services. So that is a RTO.
Okay. Tell me the process to move master database from one drive to another drive.
So basically it is a downtime activity if you want to move any system database from one drive to another drive. Since the master database is very critical, we have to take a downtime from the client before doing this activity. So first thing we have to do is we have to go to the SQL Server Configuration Manager, and then we have to go to the startup parameters. There we can see the startup parameter like -d for data file, -l for the log file, and -e for the error log. So we have to change these paths. We have to replace these paths to the new paths. Whatever the new path we have to replace the new paths to the -d for data file, -l for a log drive, log file. Then we have to apply the changes, and then we have to stop the SQL services. Then we have to move the master database data file and log files physically from old drive to new drive, and then we have to restart the services.
Okay. What is the difference between estimated execution plan and actual execution plan?
So we have three types of execution plan. One is display estimated execution plan, include actual execution plan, and live query statistics. If you use the estimated execution plan, it will give you the estimated plan without running a query. So if you're not allowed to run the query, then we can use the estimated execution plan, but make sure that it will be giving a estimated plan. It's not going to be accurate. If you use the include actual execution plan, it will run the query and it will give you the exact plan, which is accurate when compared to display estimated execution plan. So estimated execution
Okay.
plan can give you very quickly, but actual execution plan will take some time because it has to do some deep analysis and tuning. Some tuning and
Yeah.
deep analysis it has to do.
Yeah, there should be some difference between the actual and estimated execution plan.
Yes.
Yeah, got it. What are the types of indexes are available in SQL Server?
We have different indexes available like cluster index, non-cluster index, unique index, filter index, column store indexes also. But there are two types of indexes mainly: cluster index and non-cluster index.
Okay. If I create a cluster index, will it create a primary key?
If we create a cluster index, it doesn't create a primary key. So whenever we create a primary key, then it will create a cluster index.
Okay. Uh, why? What's the reason? Can you what about a vice versa? If if I create a primary key, will it create a cluster index? You said no, right? So what's
Yes.
the reason? What's the reason?
Reason is like I'm not sure about it. But, whenever we create a primary key, it doesn't allow any null values and duplicate values. That I know, but why it will create a cluster index, I'm not sure about it. I have to check it.
Yeah, okay, no problem. So if I have a table with 500 rows, which index do you recommend to add?
See, indexes is basically for huge data. Whenever we have a huge data, it is difficult to fetch the data. Then we need indexes. But if you have only 500 rows per table, I don't think indexes is required. Uh, Table scan is good on the 500 rows of table because adding unnecessary indexes also can degrade the performance of the SQL server.
Okay. What is the difference between logs, blocking, and deadlocks?
So lock is a internal mechanism of the SQL server to maintain the data consistency. So if multiple users are trying to access the same table or same data, what will happen is a lock will be assigned for a specific user and other users has to wait for some time to complete the process. So this waiting process, we call it as a blocking. And if you hold the table, if you restrict the access to the other users, then that is a lock. If one user is accessing the data and all other users are waiting for the user to complete the process, this waiting process we call it as a blocking. Deadlock is like when two processes are blocking each other, that situation is called deadlock.
Okay. What are the advantages of database mirroring over log shipping?
Advantages are like lock shipping doesn't have any automatic failover process when mirroring is having automatic failover as well as manual failover. And in lock shipping, to do a manual failover, we need 15 minutes approximately and more time. And in mirroring, we can do a manual failover in less than 5 seconds. And a data transfer is happening in lock shipping through agents so that there is be a latency. In mirroring, the data transfer is happening through the endpoint so that we have very less latency. And in lock shipping, we have a readable secondary. In mirroring, we don't have a readable secondary. That means, in this case, we have a advantage in lock shipping when compared to the mirroring. This is only point we have advantage for lock shipping. And operational modes in lock shipping, we have lock shipping with no recovery and lock shipping with standby. In mirroring, we have three operational modes: high safety, without automatic failover, high safety with automatic failover, and we have high protection. I, mean, I don't remember it like high safety and not sure. I just don't remember that. We have three modes in
Yeah,
this mirroring.
yeah, yeah. Okay. And enough from my side. I'm done, Rajesh. So, yeah, my HR will get back to you on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.